On this episode of Coming Soon to Orlando, we're talking about gambling, jobs, and a massive new development that a lot of people do not want. Stay tuned. The first story is actually two stories that I want to talk about. Both have to do with different developments in the Central Florida area. The first one is in the Rosemont area of downtown Orlando. Now, a lot of the local residents do not like the idea that the Rosemont Art District is getting to be slated for approval here at the city council here coming soon. They think that the old golf course, which has been shuttered and is a nightmare and it has fencing and it just looks like a mess over there, that they think that it should be repurposed into like a park or something like that. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. They're afraid that there's going to be too much traffic and too many backups around their houses, and I definitely understand the concern. Traffic here has not been known to be like the most amazing thing in Orlando, but they are getting better. So this billion-dollar development is going to have over 1,600 apartments. Some of them are going to be more affordable. Some of them are going to be luxury. There's going to be retail and office, and there is going to be a bit of a park setting to sort of save some of that nature within the city. And so I think that the way it's been proposed, it looks amazing to me. I do understand the concerns with traffic, and yet I think that the final city council approval will have some different reservations on what they're going to make the developer require for parking and easement and all that good stuff. And so the way that they're going about it, I think looks really, really good. The second development I want to talk about is in downtown Claremont. Darren Johnson, he's the guy that owns Southern on 8th. He also owns Claremont Brewery. He's looking to do a new hotel and some other things downtown Claremont. And so the Orlando Business Journal did a whole study on all of the different things. It sounds like the guy owns a lot of downtown Claremont. And so if you've been to downtown Claremont lately, you can kind of see that it's starting to emerge. A lot of the older buildings are either getting torn down or redeveloped, and Darren's doing a really great job. Now, having a new hotel, the brewery, the Southern on 8th, a lot of the other restaurants coming to the area, a lot of the mom and pop shops, I think is going to continue to develop Claremont into its fullest potential. You've got the lakes over there, some beautiful neighborhoods all around downtown Claremont. I think this is another example of good development for the Central Florida area. Let me know what you think. Recessionary talks have been on everyone's mind over the past 6 months or so. You look at the media and they're pushing this narrative pretty hard that we're in a recession. You look at the government, they're saying that we're not. But I'm sure you and I can agree that we feel something when we're going to the grocery store with inflation and all the kind of stuff. There's just sort of this weirdness out there that we didn't have maybe a year ago. And so one bright spot in all of this was that the Orlando Sentinel came out with a really good report this week that unemployment rates have fallen to 2.8% for the city of Orlando, which is under the state unemployment of 3.5%, which is really, really low. We're only one of 14 states that continue to see a unemployment rate drop over the past month. And so that bodes really, really well, whether you're thinking about inflation or you're thinking about recession. The fact that there's so many employed people here in Orlando is amazing. Now, everybody would push and say, hey, we need probably higher paying jobs just outside of the hospitality range. And I would agree. So seeing other companies relocate here, offer job bonuses, offer other things, like, listen, we're a theme park hospitality city, but the amazing amount of jobs coming in the tech sector, the aviation sector, the defense sector, hospitals, colleges, all of those kind of things that are coming to Orlando and bolstering up us as an economy and sort of leveling us up, I think are a really, really cool thing. So let me know down below, have you changed jobs in the past year? The third story I want to talk today about is gambling in the state of Florida, specifically sports betting. Now, Governor DeSantis worked with the Seminole tribe and gave them essentially full boat approval for gambling in the state of Florida. Then a DC-based judge actually shot it down and said, hey, federally, you're not allowed to do this, and they shut down the idea of sports betting in Florida. Interestingly enough now, the Biden administration is pushing to get this reinstated and approved. And so you've got DeSantis and Biden usually not on the same page. And yet here, this is something that they're pushing for. And you have to ask yourself why. A lot of it has to do with the billions of dollars in tax revenue that the Seminole tribe has said that they would be able to offer through this deal over the next decade or so. And so they're pushing to get obviously more revenue for the state, more revenue for the government. And this is interesting. The reason why I bring this up for an Orlando story is that this is going to allow people in Orange County and the surrounding area of Central Florida to do sports betting online. And apparently the servers down in Miami-Dade, which are owned by the Seminole tribe, is how they get around this whole loop of not betting actually here in Orlando, that you're actually betting down in Miami, even though you live here. And so it opens up the entire state to sports betting and other other kind of things. And I do believe that, having come from Michigan and seeing how like casinos didn't exist, and then all of a sudden they started popping up left and right, and what that did for the downtown area, it was good and bad, and it's kind of, there's both sides of the story. And so my question to you is, if you are a resident of Florida or Orlando, which side of the fence do you sit on? Is this something that you think that they should push through, or that they should just eliminate altogether? Let's talk about solar panels and homes here in Central Florida. There was a Reddit user that put up a video, Papa PML, and it was the Tesla solar roofs. And these things look insanely cool. But one of the things that a lot of buyers and now sellers are coming to me asking, hey, how much do solar panels actually add the value of my home? Well, first off, let's talk about how much they cost. If you look at Tesla's solar website, it says a home that's like similar to what you see in the video here. It's somewhere between $52,000 and $58,000 for a roof like this. And now, yes, it says that it will offset all of your energy costs. It comes with a battery backup in your house. So if the storms come and you want to charge your car, or you want to run your house and you potentially will lose power, then shoot, you're taken care of. But when I look at the resale value of a solar panel, unfortunately, you're not actually bringing a lot of value back out with you. And so it's something that you really do want to consider. Solar salespeople will tell you, well, you get the government credit, which you do get something for it, but that's going to be pretty much it. If you're not staying in a house for 10, 15, 20 years and having these panels help pay for themselves, then a lot of times it's going to be a massive loss leader. Lenders will not allow a solar lease to be transferred typically unless you're going to the buyer's debt to income ratio and they can afford to take on the payment. Many times, most lenders are now asking that these things be paid off in full prior to even selling the house, which is causing a lot of issues with sellers here in Central Florida. So before you go sign up for solar, make sure you fully understand what you're getting yourself into, what the benefits are, because there are some, and what the negatives potentially could be. So that's this week's Coming Soon to Orlando. Let me know what you think down below. And if you have any stories that you want to make sure that I see and talk about from a real estate agent's perspective, from a local's perspective, make sure you drop me a line over on Instagram at Ken Pozek. And if you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere in Central Florida, my team and I, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. So email me at info@pozekgroup.com. We'll see you guys on the next video.